Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Life goes on here in Cebu City, Cebu, the Philippines. And my friend has my camera and she's taking a walk and she's going north today, looking up towards JY Square Mall, a smaller mall up in Lahug, and looking for some groceries. Life goes on. Some people get up, go to work. The security people, the medical people, some of the truckers and transportation, those people delivering some of the goods across the country, while other people are packaging up the rice and noodles and the canned goods for delivery in their various barangays. And appreciate all the work that all these people are doing. Take care of take care of their fellow Filipinos. There are a few things new in the news. Cebu City, a couple days ago, extended their enhanced quarantine up until May 15th. And I think yesterday, the President Duterte extended the whole province of Cebu to remain under enhanced quarantine through May 15th. Also, Metro Manila area as well as a few other high-risk areas. Actually, the Cebu itself, the island, the province, uh, doesn't have very many cases at all, and they are very localized. In Cebu City, where most of the cases are, I think less than 400. They are concentrated, from everything I've read, they are concentrated in one sitio, one area, one barangay, one village here in Cebu City. Then they have another area, one barangay that has some cases too, and the men's jail. Obviously, they have overcrowding there, and it's easy to spread that. Um, there's lots of numbers out for this country and other countries, and I think there's the numbers are important, but they don't really give us a good idea because still I think the testing is limited. You're not getting a good representation of what's going on, and many of you have probably heard. I've mentioned it in another video too. I've read a number of places, doctors, very, very smart people are saying that 25 to 50% of the people that have or have had the virus, who have antibodies, never showed never showed symptoms or very light symptoms. So they didn't even know they had it. So that's a lot of people out spreading it around, and they didn't even know they had it. No reason to go to the doctor or hospital for that. So it's very mild in most of the cases, apparently. The great majority of those who are dying are older people who have underlying health issues. Not old, healthy people, but people with underlying health issues. It has struck younger people as well. I've read an article that some young people are having issues with, some of them are having strokes, something that is not usual. I was going to do a video just about the present medical situation around the world, and I did a lot of research and I listened to videos and read interviews and of very high-ranking doctors, people who are involved in this, doctors who are consultants, and there is a debate whether it was the proper thing to do to shut down the economy pretty much across the world. And that debate goes on. Some of you have tried to debate it in the comment section of my video and the videos of others, and even getting to the point of name calling a few people. And really, uh, we should be able to have a discussion without name calling. Now, the Philippines has a couple laws that make it important that bloggers and other people are careful what they say. One is a cybercrime law, and another something about spreading false rumors. So you need to be careful about what you say. There are a couple people that have been arrested, and it's been in the news quite a bit lately because of certain things they've said. So I will be careful about what I say, but there should be a open and honest discussion about the situation and the various ways to attack that situation. One of the doctors I listened to interview was from Sweden, and very interesting guy. Sweden has not locked down the country like so many places. You can still go to a restaurant, sit down. The tables are a certain distance apart, but they really depend upon the people to adhere to certain limitations to social distancing, and they feel that what they need to get, and they think they're getting there, is herd. What do they call herd immunity, where you get enough people with the virus where it's more difficult, less likely for it to spread. And what will happen in many of these countries, and most of these countries already know it, after they shut everything down, once you start opening back up, you're going to get a spike in cases. You shut it down again, you wait, you open it back up, you'll get another spike in cases. Instead of just handling it up front. And he also stated that he thought that this will turn into a situation where it is no worse than a bad influenza season. Everybody's guessing right now. Nobody really knows what it will do, but there are a number of doctors who have said that as well, and others, like here in the Philippines, the medical people suggested to the government that they keep a lot of these places locked down. Now, one thing is for certain, a lot more people have it or have had it already. No, and we have some type of immunity. I may have had it 2 weeks ago. I had a real scratchy throat for a day. A friend of mine has had a cough for a week or so, not bad enough to go see a doctor. But nobody knows how long we would be immune. A week, a month, 6 months, a year. We'll have to wait. One thing we do know is that almost all, or probably all, of the original models predicting millions and millions and millions of deaths were way off. The models were inaccurate, and they've modified them and continue to modify them. Another legitimate discussion is when you shut down the economy across the world, pretty much. How many more deaths occur? You throw millions and millions more people into poverty and into hunger. So how many more deaths are you creating that way? That is a fair discussion that should be looked at as well. And how do you climb back down from this giant wall that you put up in the economy? Um, the airlines send all their people home. Many of those people are Filipinos. The shipping companies, freight companies, and the passenger ships send their people home. They're repatriating thousands and thousands of Filipinos back to the Philippines. What happens when you open that economy back up? How long does it get those workers, who are oftentimes migrants, to move back to take those jobs? Maybe they won't go back to those jobs. It could take a month or 2 months or longer to get the economy going once you start turning those wheels. Now, I have heard a little bit of chatter about some airlines starting to talk about getting flights going. I have heard some news reports that they might start allowing the buses and ferries to run again with limited passengers, maybe 30%, 50% of the passengers. Hopefully that'll happen in the near future. My personal opinion, for what it's worth, is that it will be June or July before you really start getting the economy back going, and that's considering that the politicians will make that decision to go forward with that. The food supply chain is being disrupted, even though many of the stores here in the Philippines, their shelves are pretty well stocked. Not all of them are. There are certain instances where certain items, especially those coming in from containers from different countries, and a lot of our food does come in from different countries. They're starting to see some gaps there. The store we're going to go in up here, the supermarket grocery store, you will see the shelves a bit bare, and that could be uh, because the workers, there's a shortage of grocery store workers at the present time because of a number of issues. It's difficult for the people to move from their area across any city lines if they live outside the city lines. And there's also some issues with the supply chain, with the transportation system, with truckers being stopped. They may get passed through some areas, but then a local government unit, a local place will say, well, you don't have the proper authorization, we're not going to let you through. Anyway, this is JY Square Mall, and there are two different buildings actually. The building to the right here is the grocery store, and the building to the left is they've got a number of restaurants in there, clothing stores, phone shops, a massage place or two in there, a travel agent or two, I think. And anyway, this is when I originally moved here. I lived up near this area, and this is where I shopped much of the time. And here you can see some of the shelves, not as full as they are in most supermarkets in town. But there's no shortage of food. If somebody wanted something, wanted to eat, there is food there. Now there was a sign at the sardines that you were only limited, I think, to 5 cans or something like that. And my friend asked, and the person said, "Oh no, you can take as much as you want. We have plenty of things in stock." Well then, you should take that sign down. But there's probably short of help, so nobody there to take the sign down. One interesting thing to note, Iloilo City lifted their alcohol ban the other day. Now, this is hand alcohol for killing germs on your hands. Limited one bottle, but they didn't have any, and not so much cheese. All that cheese comes in from overseas. But anyway, Iloilo lifted their beer ban, their vodka ban, and within 24 hours it was back up because too many people decided it was happy hour, and they got a little drunk. Filipinos, I believe, is what I read, and started getting into arguments with the police who tried to enforce social distancing. And so within 24 hours, the alcohol ban was back in place. And some of the meat counters there were a bit sparse. And she ended up going out to a produce stand outside. I think she bought some avocados. Got a pretty good price out here. This is a tough call for medical people and the politicians. I think the Philippines has responded very well and very quickly, considering all the circumstances. So I commend all the people from the president on down to the policemen that are out there enforcing all this. It is a tough call. All the medical people out there on the front line, the grocery store workers, the truckers, the bus drivers. And here again, they have a few buses running here and social distancing, one for every 2 seats, I think, so about 50%. I think it's going to be a couple months or even longer before there's enough data to really start understanding what's going on here and what the real risk was if you would have kept the economy open and just put in place things like face masks and social distancing like Sweden did. Didn't want to start an argument, but I think it's a good discussion to have, important discussion to have, because the drastic effect it's had on people's lives and the economy shutting down. And anyway, I hope you're all staying healthy and safe. And anyway, thank you for watching. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Safe travels to you all, wherever you're at, and I'll see you next time.